big holiday for Zoey. She's experiencing her first Christmas without her father. What is her emotional journey like in this movie?
Something I was thinking about a lot when we started making this movie was how has her grief changed? Or maybe a better way to say that is, at what part in the process of grief is she? Someone said this quote to me right before I started, which was, "Grief is love with no place to go." And I thought it was so beautiful because to me that really encompassed what that really big heartbreaking feeling is, because it's not just sadness, it's extreme amounts of love with no place to go. Like, I was just like, that's exactly right. And so what I love about this movie is we see Zoey get to love Max. And, you know, it's taken a really long time and it's been messy and she's made mistakes along the way. But I believe that, you know, him getting this power, maybe as a gift from her father or the universe or whatever, has allowed them to really bond and be able to trust one another and finally be in this loving relationship. And I think that that's such a nice thing, especially it's a very warm feeling during the holidays, I think.
Zoey, I think you just sang a heart song to me.
Given how last season ended for Max, were you hoping extra hard that you would be able to continue out his story and play out that cliffhanger?
100%. I've waited 2 seasons, and so has Max. He's waited 2 seasons to get this inequality equalized with him and Zoey.
So when the movie begins, how is Max adapting to his new powers?
I think it's like that song, "I got the power." He's just like pumped up. Everything's kind of coming a little easy to him. He's just solving people's problems with no issue, which actually it might be a little frustrating for Zoey to witness, because I know she's struggled with it, especially early on. So yeah, I think he can't complain. He has a thriving business. He has the girl of his dreams, and he has an actual superpower.
I thought it was pretty funny what Astin wrote about, you know, Max's smugness and borderline arrogance about the powers. And I feel like it's, you know, without saying the obvious, pretty like cis white male behavior. But it's also really charming and they're cute. And I think that, you know, there's a lot of comedy to be mined there. He's obviously wrong and he is in over his head, and so is she.
There might be a little frustration with just this guy coming in and things coming a little bit more easily to him than it ever did for her. So I think there's just kind of like debate on what it all means and, you know, what your responsibilities are with the power. Max might not have learned those lessons yet. So it's a bit of an education for Max through Zoey. I think she bears the responsibility of it all. And I think Max is just seeing it as like these awesome concerts he gets to witness every day. And it's all fun and games until you hear a real heartbreaking, heart-wrenching story, or even can hear your entire office singing about how much they dislike you or anything like that. And I think when it gets real for Max is when he starts to learn kind of the greater responsibility with the powers.
Merry almost Christmas.
Merry, is it? Is it actually Merry? I'm sorry, but like, what does that even mean? At what other point in the year do we ever tell each other Merry anything?
And how is she dealing with having to celebrate this big holiday without her dad there? Like, how is she coping with that aspect of it?
I think this thing that we see happen to Zoey over and over again, which is part of the comedy and the charm, is that she just gets really thrown off base, you know? And I think when this movie opens, it's just Christmas has made her go bananas because, you know, when Zoey feels something, sometimes she can't really just identify it, be like, oh, you know, this is just hard because XYZ. She's like, vibrating, and she sort of like spins it into space. She's just pretty thrown off in this situation, and understandably so. And, you know, of course she overdoes it and she falls flat on her face, and then she realizes where she went wrong. And, you know, I think eventually they have a happy holiday.
Yeah. Without giving too much away, I was surprised they let her near those kitchen knives at one point.
I know, right?
Get the hell out of my kitchen! Get out!
I was like, have you not seen Evil Dead? I was in that too, and something else happens with one of those things. So
Kiss me, you dirty! Get out!